Welcome to the MMA Junkie Rankings Report for Wednesday, September the 9th. John Morgan, of course, our rankings chair. Gorgeous George Garcia. And George, not a ton to talk about. We really had UFC on ESPN plus 34. There were just 7 bouts on the lineup, one of the smallest cards we've had in a number of years, but still had some movement on it. Nonetheless, of course, in the main event, it was Alistair Overeem, the ageless wonder at this point, making one more run to the title at 40 years old. He picked up a 5th-round TKO win over Augusto Sakai, and I think he gave him a little bit of love for it. So where does Alistair Overeem end up this week in the heavyweight rankings, George?
Yeah, so that was a great win. And he really, you could say he's on a 5-fight winning streak. He's won 4 of 5, the only loss being Jairzinho Rozenstruik, a fight he was doing very, very well in until he got caught at the very end. So I think that's what we'll do is we'll move him from number 9 to number 6, right behind Jairzinho Rozenstruik, because a loss is a loss. You know, in the way I looked, who stops Alistair from moving up? JDS, he's lost 3 straight. Vitaly Minakov, he just doesn't fight enough. He's got a great record, former champion, respect, but still, you need to fight more often. And then Alexander Volkov, he's 3-2. You know, in the last 36 months, he's really lost 2 and 3 if you want to spin it that way. But being fair, I just think Alistair Overeem's on the type of roll where you give him this type of a bump, especially because he's garnered wins over the years, those key wins. We don't forget them, even if they just passed 36 months, one of them being Junior Dos Santos.
Yeah, I see a lot of people calling for that rematch with Jairzinho. I don't know if Jairzinho would be interested in it, but as you said, I mean, that result is so weird. I mean, Alistair looked dominant for all but, the very last of it, so I wouldn't mind seeing it again. The co-main event, of course, was Ovince Saint Preux picking up a very impressive knockout win over Alonzo Minifield. It's a win over a prospect and didn't necessarily merit a huge move from OSP, but a guy that's kind of been in and out, getting some love, right? So what do you do with OSP?
Exactly. He's earned it. You know, he's built up a resume over the years. And again, I'm going to go outside the 36-month bubble that we like to focus on, because we can't ignore the fact that, when you get to the top, that's all you're going to fight is top fighters. And along the way, he's got wins over some of these guys, Corey Anderson's a guy that stands out. He's got a win, there. And Nikita Krylov, even though Krylov gave him a loss recently, he's also got a win over him back in the day. So OSP, I took a look at him. Look, what did he do? He had a nice, emphatic statement finish, and he's got a resume at 205 pounds. So a little nudge, out goes Johnny Walker. And look, if Johnny Walker can come back and beat Ryan Spann in a few weeks, boom, he gets his spot back. And of course, Ryan Spann, I mean, he's another guy that's going to be looking to move up along the way. So he'll be securing his position by beating Johnny Walker. So that's the type of stuff we're looking at there.
Yeah, nice to see OSP getting a little love. Outside of that, I mean, listen, Michel Pereira, I thought he looked fantastic, but that's just a stacked division. You can't give him a look right now. But somebody that I thought might get a look was Viviane Araújo. I thought she looked fantastic as well in her win over Montana De La Rosa. And I think you said you did definitely take a close look, but that's just kind of a stacked division right now too.
Right, and so I spelled out OSP a little bit on purpose. Araújo's 2-1 as a flyweight. She's competed as a strawweight and as a bantamweight, but as a flyweight, she's 2-1. Respect to those wins. Alexis Davis, Montana De La Rosa, both fighters that have been ranked before. They're not ranked right now, but they have been before, so those are credible wins. But that's it. Put that against OSP. OSP also had an emphatic statement win. Araújo had a decision win. So there's a little bit of a difference there. You want to come in here kicking down doors and saying, who's here, and throwing somebody out the window. And that just didn't happen on Saturday night. But Andrea Lee, she's one of those people that's holding down that spot at honorable mention. She's got a big fight coming up against Roxanne Modafferi. And if she were to not win that fight, then I think that's a spot where we can bring in Araújo because the other fighter in front faltered. Unlike OSP, who did, he's the one that basically did the kicking out. So a little bit different there, but I think there's reasons why.
Yeah, no question. So a little bit of movement, a little bit of non-movement, all on a 7-fight card. Going to be much different this weekend. The UFC, of course, back in action. Bellator's back in action as well. Not one, but 2 events, and both of them are pretty solid cards. So I think we're going to have some shifts to make next week for sure, and we'll talk about them all on the Rankings Report.